So I'm here interviewing my mother, Christina Pelizzetti, architect for Lead Sustainable Architecture, is that correct?
Yes.
And I'm here to ask you a couple of questions and see how it is that you go about your daily routine. Can you tell us what your profession is?
Well, I am a project designer for a custom builder company in Palm Harbor, Florida.
Very interesting. And where are you from, Christina?
I am originally from Brazil, São Paulo, Brazil, and I have been living in the United States a total of 15 years.
And would you say that you've enjoyed your experience here in the United States?
Yes, very much. Yeah, my daughter was born in the United States. My son was born in UK, United Kingdom.
She's talking about me.
But we have, especially with my son, we have lived most of his life here in US.
Mm-hmm. And we moved to Brazil in 2010, correct?
Yes, we did. And he was, my son Richard was 10 at the time. And we stayed there for 7 years. So most of his teenager years, he lived in Brazil and had to learn the culture and the language.
Well, this is your interview, not mine. So let's get back on track. What do you work for in terms of project managing? Because you mentioned that was your profession.
Well, I am pretty much a bridge, liaison between the clients, the homeowners, and our builder team, the architects, the interior designers, all the vendors. So I am this person who connects all those professionals to make it possible for a dream house to be built.
Mm-hmm. And how has your time been working with LEED? Because I know that a couple of our buildings on the university campus are actually, they have the LEED symbol on them, which means that they were, in partnership with LEED, correct?
Correct. So LEED is a voluntary certification process that is widely recognized in all over the world. Mainly United States, but in 150 plus countries. And what it means is the project followed strictly guidelines of sustainability from design, construction, and afterwards build. So it means that a lot of the buildings in your campus are above the standards, best practice, in not just the United States, but around the world.
And just a couple more questions before we end up. Would you say that there's a difference between working in Brazil versus working here in the United States when it comes to office demeanor or client and project manager relations? Would you say there's a difference?
Yes, I would. And I would say that it's more difficult to work in Brazil, which is Latin America. You have a lot of factors they're not that you can really foresee, so there's a lot of difficulties, and you do have to be creative, very flexible, and be able to accommodate to difficult situations. So I believe that if you can work in Brazil, in Latin America, you can work anywhere in the world. So it's easier to work here.
Very interesting. And final question before we wrap up the interview. Do you see a good, development here in Florida, in St. Petersburg, where we're living currently? Do you think that St. Petersburg has very potential to be a very well-developed, very well infrastructured, city when it's, especially Tampa, since it's booming with infrastructure in the last couple of years? Do you see great potential in these two cities?
Yes, I do. I think this is a treasure place to be. And we are very fortunate to have chosen to be in this area. And I just see progress, in the next, and a rapid progress in the next 5 to 10 years. I think the location is perfect. You have the intellectual of people. They are very interested in seeing and being part of this development. And Tampa really is a hub, is a well-connected place. St. Peter's part of Tampa, but not just those two areas. You see a lot of development in Palm Harbor. You see a lot of development in Sarasota area. So yes, I just see great things coming for the Tampa Bay area in the construction industry, especially now. There is a booming, and hopefully the best practice of the green building are going to be part of the agenda, which will bring not just better places to live, to work, but for everybody, for us and for our families and for the future generations.
Thank you very much, Christina. I appreciate it very much. Thanks, Mom. Love you. Bye.
Thank you.